Welcome to another episode of Around A3. We have an incredibly special episode, probably the most mega episode we've had so far. We have so many guests from all over the world, and I'm not going to try to introduce everybody because I'd like everybody to introduce themselves. So let's go ahead and get started. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Can everyone introduce themselves and where they are? आप लोग सब कहाँ से बोल रहे हैं? Maybe Asad, Mamoo, can you guys start?
Ali from Pakistan, Karachi. Asad, Israel. Uzair in transit from Karachi.
Transit.
Next to neighbor. Jawwad from Birmingham, UK.
Wow, Birmingham, UK. And I think Durshi Khala is from Dubai, right?
Aarij is Durshi Khala from Dubai.
And Rukaiya from Pakistan, Canada.
So before we get started, I just want to let everybody know these are amazing family members from our mom's side of the family that have agreed to talk to us and tell us their experience through this whole pandemic. And so we're going to talk to them and see how everybody's coping with it. So I know, Jawwad, Mamoo, you're in UK. How has that experience been and how's everything been going on over there?
It's been quite interesting because it's taken its time for people to start believing it. I think initially how it started probably from everywhere, you probably shared the same experience, including my colleagues and actually including my own wife, that we just called it just a flu and did not take it seriously at all. I think it's taken some time. But now people are quite concerned because we are experiencing significant amount of people dying each day, not just actually reported cases, but people dying. So people are taking it quite seriously. Most of the shops here are closed. Buying groceries are a big challenge at the moment. So if you're not stocked up, you're struggling. Basic items such as, if you're wanting to buy meat or toilet rolls, definitely completely out of the market. So a lot of things out of the markets. So it's a bit of a challenge, but people are coping with it. I think there are areas where it's worse. Like, for example, London is very badly affected, but slightly when you go outside of London, it's okay.
So, Danish, Mamoo, what are you guys doing to keep yourselves busy? I know you have a young daughter. Oh, Jawwad, I'm sorry. I know you have a young daughter, so how's that been?
So I've been fortunate in a way that, basically in this time, I've got this opportunity to spend time with my daughter. Actually, I'm using this opportunity. So I've been working from home now, so it's been like 3 weeks I've been at home. But the thing is that these days, all this has done is that basically proven to my workplace that everybody can actually work from home. So I hope they remember it when we are returning back to normal life, that actually work and continue as it is. So I'm actually enjoying it as it is.
Oh, okay, that's good. I'm glad you have a positive spin on it. Asad, Mamoo, Ali, Mamoo, kaise hain aap log Pakistan mein? What are you guys doing? How's it going?
We're working from home as well, and it's experience. A different experience, especially in Pakistan. It's not that common here, so getting used to it.
Well, are the kids distracting you guys? I know you guys have to focus and do office work, but I know you also have very young kids.
No, I don't think it's distracting at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like self-accountability. That's the thing. With Pakistanis, it's very rare. So, being in the middle of a pandemic, so-called a pandemic in Pakistan, it is kind of tough to actually think that you need to work, but you don't want to work because obviously you say that if it's a crisis, then why are we supposed to work?
Right.
So, but you're still working in the end. Mostly trainings, nothing special. Mostly training interaction on the internet as well. So that's all that's happening here right now. As far as the lockdown and all of that stuff is concerned, I think the first week was very tough. The first week was people took it very seriously, but I think as people have and the authorities and the Prime Minister has also said that the people below the poverty line are going to struggle, and they are struggling. So they have this week they have actually come out, and you see them on the streets. They don't care about the virus. They don't care about the lockdown. Obviously, for obvious reasons, they have to make money to feed their children and their families. Mm-hmm. So that's the issue that we are facing in Pakistan right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we had a very similar problem here where people were having trouble taking it seriously. And so it seems like that's also resonating all over the world where people aren't taking this as seriously as they should. Durshi, Khala, I know you're in Dubai. Aap kaisi hai? How's everything going there?
We are good, alhamdulillah. Aarij, now I'll tell you about Dubai. It's one of those first few places that had, these cases outside of China. The first few places to have such cases that were detected because we have a lot of visitors who come from China. But nobody took it seriously in the beginning. If you recall, Uzair came here for his honeymoon, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Him being a doctor, and I asked him, Uzair, he came here and goes, it's just a flu. The only thing is that it affects the lungs. So that was the attitude people had in the beginning, but really there were such horrid stories. Another thing is that there are a lot of people from UK who live in Dubai. So, UK situation isn't very good, and a lot of people have families who are affected. So now people are really taking it seriously. The government did a good job. They're reining things in and they're sanitizing the roads. I don't think that's going to be effective other than the fact that people are forced to stay indoors when they do the sanitizing. I think it's done more for that reason. Your Khalu goes to work. Everybody else stays at home. Most of his colleagues are at home, but he's supposed to go to work. I'm not very comfortable with that. But when he comes home, we make sure he goes, changes and sanitizes, and we do all of that. I go out and do groceries. Mama is here, and we're very concerned because of her age, and I don't have a live-in help, and to have somebody come in every day is not very safe for her, so that's an issue. So everybody is, it's just we wake up with the sad feeling in the morning. I don't know, and then as the day progresses, I feel better. We're praying. Anusha is in New York, so again I'm very disturbed by that. Alhamdulillah, Rania is here. He's trying to keep safe, praying to Allah, do the best, praying for the whole family, and Allah keep everybody. So really that every day, all of us I'm sure are praying for the entire family and all our loved ones.
Right.
तो तुम सब अपना ख्याल रखो, तुम सबके लिए दुआ कर रहे हैं
इंशाल्लाह, जरूर। आप लोग के पास वहाँ दुबई में टॉयलेट पेपर की तो कमी नहीं हो रही थी क्योंकि यार यूएस में तो लोग पागल हो गए थे टॉयलेट पेपर के बारे में।
That's the only thing that islands are loaded with it. Nobody picks them up. Export करके वहाँ भेज दो, हराम होता है। Another thing about the groceries is yes, I went to get chicken. There was no chicken, but mostly chicken comes from Oman. And there was some border security control happening, but now chicken is like a mashallah. Even if something runs out, they make sure within the next couple of days they bring it back. So far, alhamdulillah, itna issue nahi hua. But once in a while, yes, we do run out of stuff. Dal nahi mil rahi thi beech mein.
Right.
So thoda sa issue chal raha hai. तो बस you're managing alhamdulillah. मेरे घर में काफी चीजें टमाटर तक आए हुए, so
हम लोग सब घर पे आए हुए तो हम लोग अम्मी से फरमाइश करके खाना पकवा रहे हैं, तो हमारे लिए ये फायदा हो गया।
Durshi Bhaji, you need to send some toilet rolls here.
I was thinking now तो कोई use ही नहीं कर रहा, बड़ी
So we're
I
actually
wonder why they take toilet rolls.
I think either I need to introduce the Muslim shower in this country or bring toilet rolls from Dubai.
ये जो आप लोग बोल रहे हैं, अम्मी तो पिछले 2 हफ्ते से हमको कन्विंस कर रही है कि हम लोग लोटे
बेचते हैं, उसमें इंस्ट्रक्शन मैनुअल डालते हैं, how to use it, seriously.
लोटे को इंस्ट्रक्शन मैनुअल डाल के बेचें गोरों को, hopefully maybe this so we're lucky enough to also have a doctor's perspective. Mamoo is a doctor, so hopefully from Pakistan he can give us his perspective as well. So Mamoo, how are you? Assalamu alaikum. How's everything going?
Walaikum salam. Yeah, I'm good. मैं यही सोचा था, I was like thinking about this because I don't practice clinically anymore, but I have a lot of friends who are practicing, who are on the front lines in both the US and in Karachi and even other parts of Pakistan. And what I hear from everyone in Pakistan is like, first of all, कि बहुत अच्छी तरह handle किया जा रहा था initially, like how they stopped students from coming back from China, and they were doing a lot of interventions at certain places like the airport. The US is like the news tells us that everything is jammed over there. There's so many patients, so many cases. They're running out of supplies. But in Pakistan, the government has issued personal protective equipment to all pharmacies, and they've actually started an initiative. जहाँ अगर कोई pharmacy वाला बोले कि नहीं है हमारे पास, so you can file a complaint against them on the spot, and then the city government will deal with them appropriately.
Okay.
दूसरा ये है कि
बहुत लाइटली लिया जा रहा था और एक्चुअली बहुत लाइटली लिया गया है लोगों ने इसको और ये बहुत ऐसी कंडीशन है जिसके मसला ये है कि कोई इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू एंड बाय ट्रीटमेंट इसकी कोई ट्रीटमेंट नहीं है जैसे जुबैर ने कहा हाँ फ्लू ही है ये बट वेरी वेरी सीवियर केस ऑफ द फ्लू और इट्स नॉट लाइक कि हमारे पास पहले नहीं ऐसे आए हैं आई थिंक वन ऑफ द रीजंस जो अंडर डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज थोड़ी बेहतर कर रही हैं इस वजह से कि साउथ ईस्ट एशियन कंट्रीज क्योंकि हमारे पास ऐसे फ्लूज आते रहते हैं और सेकेंडली अनदर थिंग इज कि जो कंट्री सबसे ज्यादा हिट हुई है वो सारी वो कंट्रीज है टूरिस्ट अट्रैक्शंस की जैसे यहाँ पे टूरिस्ट जाना चाह रहे हैं पाकिस्तान कोई ज्यादा टूरिस्ट नहीं आना चाह रहे थे और ज्यादा स्प्रेड इसी वजह से हुआ कि यूएस लोग जाना चाह रहे हैं इटली लोग जाना चाह रहे हैं फ्रांस जाना चाह रहे हैं इंग्लैंड जा रहे हैं लोग एक और बात ये है कि वन ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट आई एम हियरिंग फ्रॉम माय फ्रेंड्स one of the things I'm hearing from friends is the numbers are being underreported, not by the hospitals, but by families themselves. कि अगर कोई है जिसकी death हो गई due to flu-like symptoms, they won't report it. तो हो क्या रहा है कि numbers underreported जा रहे हैं और most probably the numbers are twice or that जो कि अभी बताया जा रहा है हमारे न्यूज़ में, मगर लोग आगे present नहीं कर रहे क्योंकि either it's old age individuals और या तो फिर फैमिलीज को इतनी वही नहीं है नॉलेज ही नहीं है कि क्या किया जाए इसके बारे में
Right. So, Uzi Mamoo, can you debunk a myth for us? Our amazing American president, Trump, is saying that कि जब मौसम यहाँ का मतलब all over the world is going to heat up, that this flu is going to disappear because of the warming weather. Is there any truth to this?
Normally, flu जो है seasonal होता है and it does go down, but not like completely away. And जिस चीज को quote कर रहा था, he was quoting an incident from the US history, from US history, medical history. उसने सिर्फ हाफ पे कोट किया. उसने पहले बोला कि जब एक दफा हुआ था सीजनल फ्लू आया था बहुत डेथ्स हुई थी फिर उसके बाद वो खत्म हो गया मगर उसका नेक्स्ट स्टेप ये था कि जब वो वापस आया क्योंकि उन्होंने कोई वैक्सीन नहीं बनाई थी व्हेन इट केम बैक तो और ज्यादा डेथ्स हुई इट केम बैक इवन वर्स क्योंकि इम्यूनिटी नहीं बनी थी और ओवर टाइम दैट वायरस बिकेम मोर विरुलेंट मतलब ज्यादा डेंजरस हो गया एंड इसका ये सिचुएशन है कि जो नंबर्स कभी कोट करते हैं कि सिर्फ 2% डेथ रेट है प्रॉब्लम ये 2% डेथ रेट है मगर 200,000 या 700,000 लोगों में 2% डेथ रेट है प्रॉब्लम यहाँ आ रही है कि 700,000 2% भी बहुत बड़ा नंबर है
That's right अच्छा thank you for that perspective I really appreciate it we also have another guest from Canada
Rukaiya, no Bhaji. You just call Rukaiya it's fine
no that's okay you're older
I'm good with that
you're older than me I have to show the respect the Desi cultural respect so how are you how's everything there and how have you been affected
I'm good everything over here is like fairly good I mean like we kind of like got a handle on this way earlier than I say like other like Western countries like America and everyone but I would say like things over here are like fairly good we are though concerned that when we do go out like we don't like bring all of that back in because like my parents are kind of like relatively old so we want to keep them a little bit like you know living and alive for a while but overall like yeah it has been difficult like financially for like a lot of people who do work in retail and do rely on that paycheck to paycheck life in those perspective, it has been a little bit struggling for many of the Canadians over here, but our government has taken initiative to kind of like, you know, take care of that by like bailing out some like, you know, families with low incomes and everything. But alhamdulillah, I have to say definitely for sure, like most of us, like alhamdulillah, do have our jobs. So we are like working from home and everything. But I could only imagine like how difficult it would be for like people like who work in retail and work that paycheck to paycheck life.
Yeah. I think Canada was a lot better than the US, especially because I think Trudeau's wife got it, right?
Yeah, she did. She actually came back from UK and then she got it. So like they all went to self-isolation, but she's healthy now.
Okay.
So she's kind of recovered, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Well, at least I'm just glad they took it a little bit more seriously than we did. I didn't realize you just joined. Assalamu alaikum, Danish. How are you? How's everything there, and how are you coping with all this?
Okay, so the biggest testament is the fact that I cut my own hair today. Okay, so you know, so we're living our lives. We're trying to get by. Something that most people don't know, my family definitely doesn't know, is I volunteered for the NHS as well. So you know, I'm helping out. I'm doing my bit. You know, trying to help out the older population around in London. Working from home as well. So you know, we're all scared. We're not really scared, but we're trying to do what we need to do, which is stay indoors, stay protected, help out others.
What type of things have you seen? I hope not to bring back terrible memories, but while you've been volunteering, has it been okay?
You know what? Biggest thing that I've seen is that this has sort of changed people's perspective about life. So they've started taking life seriously. At least the older people. I wouldn't say anything scary or anything terrible, because alhamdulillah, most people are just okay.
Okay.
It's around about 1 to 2% critically, hospitalized people.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate you sharing that experience with us, and that takes a brave man to volunteer through this time. So may Allah give you strength through all of this. I just wanted to know from everybody, what have you guys been doing to keep yourselves busy? And also, has anybody found this time as being beneficial at all? Because, we're kind of stuck at home. So has this been any use to anybody?
There's this thing, Aarij here, I'm sure you guys experience the same thing once you live in the UK or America. You get yourself busy with a lot of DIY. So recently, while I'm at home, I look around my 4 walls here. I've been finding a lot of projects to do. And that's the worst thing, because I just recently opened up my toilet door, and now I realize I'm missing a tool and the shops are closed and I can't get it. I've got a toilet without a tool.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Luckily, it's a guest bedroom toilet, so you're okay. Thankfully, it's not Sabina's bedroom toilet, because otherwise that would be a problem.
Yeah, you don't want to take a risk with the toilet, especially with no toilet paper and everything right now.
Yeah, thankfully I started with a guest bedroom and not my own. I was smart in that way.
Poor planning, Jawwad, poor planning.
Asad Mamoo, Ali Mamoo, आप लोग पाकिस्तान में what have you guys been up to besides work? I know.
I don't think मेरे पास थोड़ा pastime है. I've got Bhaji as bird. It's just bird to find little chicks as well. So I've been looking after them.
I completely forgot to ask you. Your dearly beloved Liverpool. This season was their championship winning season.
Let's not bring that up here. I don't know whose fans are there right now. I'm hoping that the season will finish. That's what I'm hoping.
Allah kare. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but they definitely deserve it. Having a 23, 25 point lead, and you're still not winning this season?
38.
Yeah. Durshi, Khala, आप लोग कुछ कर रहे हैं besides? I know आप अपनी अम्मी का भी ख्याल रख रहे हैं.
I would say that is the highlight, Aarij, because I've been away from home for such a long time, and when I go to Karachi, it's only for a couple of days. So I really got to spend time with my mom, and I really see that she's aging, and I've been missing out on that. So when you are with them, you actually see your parents' age. So I'm trying, I'll get to understand her a lot more now. In initial part of this lockdown, I tried to practice a lot of guitar, but I don't
really?
Oh, she plays guitar. I forgot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Lali used to play really good guitar.
Whoa!
I still do.
I know.
I
Yes.
did that, but not anymore. I practiced a couple of songs, but now I'm mostly washing dishes and cooking. And
No, this guitar thing is amazing. I've never heard of this. This is awesome. अम्मी भी नहीं बताई कभी.
No, I
Lala was
forgot.
like a great guitar player. She played like a lot of like musical instruments.
I played a guitar. I played a duck at wedding for my friend's wedding. I played Egyptian duck.
Oh wow.
That I play a lot. Yeah.
That's
So
really
we have
cool.
these whole team for women, and it's a lot of fun. But guitar is just for myself. Very
Yeah, she
therapeutic.
always had to have used.
Right. Yeah. तुम आओगे कभी तो कुछ
जरूर इंशाल्लाह. अम्मी बोल रही है she wants you to play on the show.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
can.
I do that.
Yeah.
मैं ला के ना तो बजाऊंगी एक दिन.
चलो जरूर इंशाल्लाह.
Next time होगा तीनों के लिए बजाऊंगी. But I must go now because Mama को बोलते हैं.
Okay, no worries inshallah. Thank you for being
Thank you.
on.
I'm so good to see you. I'm so glad you did this. And God bless you. ख्याल रखो सब. Stay safe.
Allah Hafiz, Bhaji. Mama ko
Allah
Hafiz
Hafiz,
kar de.
Bhaji, Mama.
अपना ख्याल रखो.
Allah
Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Uzi Mamoo, have you been keeping yourself busy with research and stuff like that? I know you love doing that.
I actually have my classes going on regularly weekly through because we're doing the classes on Zoom, And I've been talking to a friend of mine. He's in the States, and we have been talking about trying to propose projects for this virus in Pakistan, because there are a lot of funds that have been circulated around, grants. So we're trying to apply for that, and we were just discussing our ideas on while I was with you guys.
Oh wow!
And yeah, I like this is actually exactly how I live in the US. Just sitting in my room, I meet more people this way actually. So I like this quarantine because I get to meet more people.
That's great. I'm glad you got something good out of it. Danish, Mamoo, how have you been? I know you said you were volunteering, but anything else that maybe you got to learn in this time?
We do a little bit of Zoom every day as well. So the software that we use is called Blue Jeans, actually.
Okay.
So we have our Friday evening get-together, virtual get-togethers with my colleagues and friends and stuff like that. So that's almost every Friday. It's been going on for the past 2 weeks now.
Oh, wow.
Every other day, it's mostly, work until 5:30, and then after that, I have to talk to everyone at home.
Right.
But I've set up Alexa throughout my house as well, so I've got Bios installed, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we have that too. Our father loves playing with that.
It's fascinating, right? It's just, 20 years ago, I would be slapped to go, and my mom would do that to make sure that I switch off every single light bulb in every single room and all of that. But now it's all about Alexa.
Yeah. Now it's all with Alexa. That's really cool. Hey, Bhaji, how's it going? How are you keeping yourself busy?
Honestly, I feel like ever since I started working from home, work has just never ended. So that's
yes, I 100% agree with that. That's how I feel.
I mean, I hate it. Quite honestly, it's like everybody knows that you're kind of there, and you're like, where else are you gonna go? At most, you just walk to your kitchen. That's it. But yeah, that I definitely say work has taken up most of my day, and yeah. So the most way I stay busy is just working or just trying to binge on the side, some Netflix or anything on Disney Plus. But honestly, it is hard to find anything to do other than work that kind of keeps you in that isolation. Right. Because otherwise, what else will you do? Any of your activities that you have, they were all outdoors, right? So what are you gonna do? You can't go outside. It's right. You can, but it's a risk, right? You don't want to bring anything back home. Because anytime somebody leaves our house and then you come back, it's quarantine fest. Everybody's spraying everything down. Don't touch this, don't touch that. It's crazy. I would recommend watching Tiger King. That kind of kept me a little bit entertained.
I just watched it. I just watched it yesterday. It's incredible. It's amazing. I didn't know that we in the United States have the second largest tiger population.
Is he going to run for president? Is the question.
I wish he did. I think we would have had a better outcome for a lot of people all around the world. But it's just fabulous. That show was just crazy. I guess, yeah. That and just keeping up with some of your other shows that you kind of missed out over the time.
Right.
Believe it or not, I've been watching Harry Potter. Yeah. So episode 6, if that's what it's called. Yeah, the Half-Blood Prince. And I'm absolutely.
That's a good take, Danish. I'll definitely say that. You got some good taste, respect right there. This is why you still get the titles the favorite Mamoo. There you go.
Well, there you go.
So I just wanted to thank everybody for being on the show. I know it's starting to get late all over the world, wherever everybody is. So again, thank you so much for being here. Does anybody want to say anything before we kind of wrap up? Any last message somebody wants to share to anybody, I guess?
Just stay safe, stay indoors, look after your elders, respect them as much as possible. Yeah, wear namaz, Quran. I think the closer we get to Allah, the quicker it will be for all of this to go away, because it's these are testing times. We either submit and be fearful of what's there, germs and all of that, because that's not going to take away our life. Right. Allah. So just come closer to Allah. That's where I'm trying. That's where I'm trying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, that's incredible advice.
I'm just saying that everyone should stay safe and use their knowledge.
Absolutely.
And keep the cool and don't panic about anything. It's under control if you're not under control.
Exactly.
Be careful with who you meet, who you invite over, or who you go over to. That's ever been the case. Definitely use that.
That's
And
true.
but obviously ये time है ऐसा कि अब जो है जो interaction जो हम normally if you were in the rat race as we are every day, I don't think ऐसी interaction इतने 6 या 7 लोग एक साथ I'm seeing like 7 households connected on screen.
Yeah,
जहाँ
that's
पे
true.
सारे अपने experience share करें, हम normally ये कभी भी नहीं करते.
Yeah, बिल्कुल सही बात है.
Sales that has come along. The other day जो है मैंने अपने दोस्तों से बात की तो ये 15 लोग जो है ना एक ही स्क्रीन पे आ रहे थे. And we were talking about every rubbish thing we could ever talk about. And it showed that everyone was so frustrated and boxed in कि उनको जो है ना कहीं किसी से बात करने मिल जाए.
Right.
ये एक बहुत ही स्ट्रेंज चीज है कि सेल्फ मोटिवेशन के वर्ड हम सीरीज और रेज्यूमेज में और हर जगह देखते हैं ना, सेल्फ मोटिवेशन इसमें बहुत जरूरी है. How you motivate yourself to keep going, keep working, keep thinking about new things, interesting things. Obviously, it kind of gets boring afterwards.
Right.
Bhajan की डांट से लग रहा होगा तुम्हें.
जवाब आप you were saying something?
हर कोई जो है जाने की तरह अपने बाल काट भी सकता है. इसलिए आज मैं बाहर गया था ट्रिमर देखने के लिए, कहीं से ट्रिमर मिल जाए ताकि मैं भी
जी ये सबसे आसान तरीका है भाई, ट्रिमर लेकर बस पूरा घुमा गए.
हम लोग जब छोटे थे ना तो पापा हमारे बाल काट लेते.
Yes, I remember.
पापा यही मशीन चला देते. ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस है कि क्योंकि हमने नॉर्मली इस तरह आउटसोर्स करते ना, चीज आउटसोर्स करते कि बड़ा बाल से करवा लो, लॉन्ड्री किसी और से करवा लो, तो ये डिलीवरी करवा लो, खुद कहीं नहीं जाना, वही घर में बैठे रहो. तो वो जो है अपनी चेंज हो रहा है, वो जो है ना शायद थोड़ा सा वापस अपनी जिंदगियों में जो है ना वो मैटर निकालने जिससे ना आ रहा हो. सेकंड ऑफ द डे, आई थिंक ऑफ एवरी सेकंड ऑफ द डे. वरना नॉर्मली जो है दिन गुजर जाता है, एक दिन आधा घंटा गुजर गया, घंटा गुजर गया, यू थिंक गुजर गया.
Exactly.
Now your life, you're planning every hour, every half hour, every minute. आगे क्या करना है, नेक्स्ट क्या करना है, नेक्स्ट क्या करना है.
Yeah, अब ज़्यादा feel हो रहा है definitely.
Experience अच्छा है, but obviously इस वजह से that is truly very terrible. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो नहीं है, और उज़ैर जिस तरह बताया है ना, I think he's extremely expert in the room as well. But I think the only way to get rid of it is through a cycle. और cycle जो है करीबन 2 से 3 हफ्ते का. And even if you have it, you have to self-isolate so that you don't give it to someone else.
Right.
तो objective है पूरा लॉकडाउन का, it is not to के spread को रोकना, उस लोगों को मूवमेंट से रोकना है कि अगर किसी को है तो वो किसी और को ना बताए, क्योंकि ये रोकने वाला there is no vaccine for it, there is no cure for it.
Right.
So you have to उसका साइकिल जब तक रन आउट नहीं होगा ना, तब तक ये खत्म नहीं होगा.
Right. बिल्कुल. That's true.
मैं एक चीज कहना चाह रहा हूँ, साइकिल है ना इसका बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट ये बात समझना है कि there is just not one strain जिसकी वजह से हो रहा है, और ये रीइंफेक्शन के चांसेस हैं काफी. तो ऐसा बहुत हुआ है कि लोग जो इन्फेक्टेड थे, they went through the cycle, they got rid of the disease and full heartedly उन्होंने फिर वापस वो सोशल मूविंग करना, गैदरिंग करना शुरू करी, थिंकिंग कि क्योंकि वायरस है, it won't affect you again. They got reinfected. तो ये बात जो है कि reinfection नहीं हो सकता, वो हो सकता है इसमें. And that is more dangerous क्योंकि आप उस टाइम पे निकले हो इतनी stressful situation से, and your body will go again through that whole situation. So it's better even after someone gets infected and gets rid of it to stay.
I think I would like to know from you as well कि ये किस तरह की treatment सामने आ रही है, क्योंकि डॉक्टर जो है वो यूज करने की कोशिश करें प्लाज्मा को, और अभी जितनी हो चुकी है उनके ब्लड को यूज करने की बात चल रही है, तो उससे जो है ना कोई वैक्सीन या वो बनाने की.
जी ये लॉजिकल बात सबसे असद है, ये बिल्कुल सबसे लॉजिकल बात है, यही होता है नॉर्मली. पर प्रॉब्लम जो
टॉक अबाउट रीइंफेक्शन, तो फिर व्हाई इज इट लॉजिकल जब वो रीइंफेक्ट होता है?
नहीं, यही इसका काउंटर आर्गुमेंट यही है. इनिशियली दे थॉट कि इस तरह से निकालेंगे फिर उनको चाइना ने रिलीज किया कि री इन्फेक्शन की पॉसिबिलिटी है। अब क्या हुआ, पाकिस्तान में भी केसेस हैं जो कि री इन्फेक्शन हुई है जहाँ। तो ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट था री इन्फेक्शन का, अब वो लोग क्या करेंगे, ब्लड में से पहले ना उन्होंने आइडेंटिफाई करे कि ये वायरस है क्या। फिर उसके बाद उसके ना वायरस के 2 पार्ट्स होते हैं, एक होता है वेरिएबल रीजन और एक कांस्टेंट रीजन। नॉर्मली हम वेरिएबल रीजन को टारगेट करते हैं क्योंकि वो स्पेसिफिक वायरस को टारगेट करना होता है, मगर अब जो बनाना पड़ेगा ना, कांस्टेंट रीजन के खिलाफ बनाना पड़ेगा ताकि वो हर बारी वायरस को पकड़े।
Then, Aarij, I'm just going to say, whilst everybody is focusing on isolating and everything else, I think at this time, हमें जो सबसे ज़्यादा चीज़ अभी याद रखने की ज़रूरत है, जिस तरह I think Rukaiya touched upon it as well. There is a problem in the Western world, but there's a bigger problem in Pakistan कि इस time पे whilst हम सब जब घर पे बैठे हैं तो the daily wages and all that, they're actually without work and jobs. So we should not forget about them, and if we can and we are able to afford, we should always at least as much as we can ourselves collect, ration or groceries for them, distribute it to them. It applies to the UK as well. हमारे पास problem ये है कि we have a significant portion of elderly people who generally are now in isolation. So यहाँ पे we've got a group of friends. What we're doing is basically, at least amongst ourselves, we've distributed responsibility कि हम जाके उनके लिए सौदा ले लेते हैं, and then we give it to their houses. So that's what we can do ourselves. So whatever we can do at this time for others, I think it's important that we do that. And as Daspai says, that this is the test on all of us on how we come out of this crisis, and Allah is watching, obviously, so we have to do as much as we can.
Yeah, inshallah. Yeah, you're 100% right. Sadqa at this time was absolutely essential. So anyway, thank you so much everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. On behalf of Ammi, Akif, Aliyan, me, myself, my dad, everybody, thank you so much. नहीं बहुत बड़ी बात है कि everybody, और वो भी इतने अरसे के बाद everybody got together all over the world, और आप लोग ने first of all इतना interest लिया कि आप लोग ने खुद हमको reach out करा कि you want to be on our show. We couldn't be more thankful. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Inshallah, I make dua that next time we all get together, it's for a much happier occasion, inshallah. And
not a pandemic.
Yeah, and not a pandemic, and something extremely happy, inshallah. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for being on the show. And inshallah, we'll talk to everybody soon. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum.